Welcome to my channel. I hope you like and subscribe, and thank you for watching. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet the super easy baby bonnet for baby boys and girls. It's for babies between 0 and 3 months, but you can easily make it smaller or bigger from a newborn baby and up to 12 months. Down here in the information box, I'll go ahead and leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Now, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave the link to my Etsy shop in the information box as well. Thank you for your support. Okay, let's get started, but don't forget, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Don't forget to subscribe, activate the notifications bell to all notifications so that you don't miss any of my tutorials. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Okay, to make this little bonnet, I'll be using this 3.5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this number 3 baby yarn. You can also use any DK weight yarn or a ply. In the information box, I always leave the name of the brand that I'm using and the amount of yarn that you're going to need. So here, to begin, I have 61 chains. This chain here, without stretching or anything, is measuring about 30.5 centimeters, which is about 12 inches. Now, the stitch multiple to this base chain is multiples of 6 plus 1. So here, to begin, like I said, I have 61 chains. Into the second chain from the hook, make a single crochet. Single crochet into the next chain. Single crochet into the next, and so on. For this first row, this is all I'm going to do. I'm just going to make one single crochet for each chain. At the end of this first row, I'm going to have 60 single crochets. Continue, I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have a total of 60 single crochets. Now for the second row, chain 1 and turn. Now, beginning on top of the first single crochet, make a single crochet. Now skip one single crochet and into the next single crochet, so it's the third single crochet. If you count from the beginning, 1, 2, 3, make a shell. Now these shells is going to consist of 4 double crochet. Four double crochets, chain 1, skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 2, and into the third single crochet, make a shell. So 4 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, a shell. Chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the next, a shell. Continue like this to the end of this second row. I will meet you there to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have a total of 10 shells. Now here at the end, don't chain 1, but just go into the last chain, which is the third chain here at the end, and make a single crochet. And here's the second row with a total of 10 shells. Now for the third row, chain 3 and turn. Now we have the first shell in this row. Into the first 2 double crochets, make a front post double crochet. Chain 1, 2 front post double crochets. Again, we have the second shell, make 2 front post double crochets, chain 1, 2 front post double crochets. This is how we're going to continue for this third row. So continue, and I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this third row. This is where I did front post double crochets. Now to finish here at the end, on top of the last single crochet, make a double crochet. Now for the fourth row, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a single crochet. Now inside each one of the shells into the chain 1 space here, you're going to make a shell. So make 4 double crochets. Now chain 1 in the middle of the shells here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then inside the next shell, a shell. Chain 1 in the middle of the shells, single crochet, chain 1, and then again inside the next shell, a shell. This is how you're going to continue for the rest of this 4th row. So continue. I'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this 4th row. This is where I've done shells. Now here at the end, do not chain 1, just go into the 2nd chain here at the end and make a single crochet. And this is how I finish this 4th row. Now from here on, these are the 2 rows that you're going to repeat, the row of shells and the row of front post double crochets. So to start you off on the 5th row, you're going to chain 3 and then turn. Now we have the first shell here into the first 2 double crochets, make 2 front post double crochets, chain 1, and then 2 front post double crochets. Again, we have the next shell, 2 front post double crochets, chain 1, 2 front post double crochets. This is all you're going to do for the rest of this 5th row. Now to finish this row, you're just going to go here into the last single crochet, finish with a double crochet, then chain 1, turn, and then repeat the same thing we did here for the 4th row, this row of shells, and then repeat the 2 rows from here on. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue watching. I will let you know exactly how many rows I'm going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished making this part. I have a total of 9 pattern rows. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. The last row here is the row of shells, including the row of single crochets that I did here at the beginning. I have 10 rows. Here at the end of this last row, all I did was just make my last double crochet, cut my yarn, and pass my yarn through that last loop. So this part here is done. From here on, this is going to be the front of the baby bonnet. Now to continue, we're going to go here to this other side. This is where I finished. This is the right side. This is the good side that you're going to see. So we're going to go right here to this other end. This is where I have my chain. So into the same stitch here, which is the first chain, where I have this single crochet, insert your hook here. We're going to be working single crochets here on the back of that chain, which is the same one where we did the single crochet row. So insert your hook right there into that first chain, grab a loop here, and this here is the wrong side. So I turned it over like this, so it's on the wrong side. Now grab a loop, chain 1, and then make a single crochet. And then single crochet here. Now pull this here so that this stitch here closes. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a reduction here at the beginning, and I'm going to make a reduction here at the end. So here, to do this, I'm going to insert my hook into the next chain space, grab a loop, into the next, grab a loop, 2 loops on the hook, close. Here's my single crochet decrease. Now into the next, same thing, insert your hook, grab a loop, into the next, grab a loop, 3 loops, close. Now here are my 2 single crochet decreases, so I have 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to continue making 1 single crochet on each one of these chains until I come to the last 5, where I'm also going to make 2 single crochet decreases. So continue. I will meet you here 5 stitches before we finish to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this first row. I have 53 single crochets up to here. Now what I'm going to do into these next 2 spaces is I'm going to make a single crochet decrease. So here's the first single crochet decrease. Now into the next 2 spaces, make your second single crochet decrease, and then into the last stitch here at the end, make 1 single crochet. So here at the end now you should have 56 single crochets for this first row for the back side. Now for the second row, chain 1 and turn. On top of this first single crochet, make a single crochet. Now skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth single crochet, make a shell. So make 4 double crochets. Now chain 1, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth single crochet, make a single crochet, chain 1. Skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth single crochet, make a shell. Chain 1, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 1, 2, 3, and into the fourth, make a shell. This is how you're going to continue all the way to the end of this second row. Continue. I will meet you at the end of this row to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this second row. I have 7 shells here for the back side. Now to finish, don't chain 1 here at the end, just go into the last single crochet here and make a single crochet. And this is how I finish this second row. Now for the third row, chain 3 and turn. Now we have 7 shells here, so on each one of these 7 shells, this is what you're going to do. You're going to make 4 front post double crochets. Just like this, 4 front post double crochet. You're going to do the same thing for each shell until you finish this third row. I'll meet you at the end of this third row. I'm here at the end of this third row. This is where I did front post double crochets. To finish this row, into this last single crochet here at the end, make a double crochet. Now for the fourth row, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of this first double crochet, make a single crochet. Now we have this first shell, we have 4 double crochets. In the middle here, these 4 double crochets, so 2 and 2 on both sides, insert your hook there and make a shell. This shell here is going to consist of 3 double crochets. Now chain 1, and in the middle here between these 2 shells, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then again in the middle of these 4 double crochets, make another shell. 3 double crochets, chain 1. In the middle of the shells here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then same thing in the middle of these 4 double crochets, so 2 and 2 on both sides, make your next shell. This is how you're going to continue for this fourth row. I will meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. To finish this row here at the end, do not chain 1, just make a single crochet into the second chain here at the end. Now for the fifth row, chain 3 and turn. Now what we're going to do here is we have 3 double crochets for each shell. You're going to make 3 front post double crochets for each shell. Same thing for the next 3 front post double crochets. Continue, finish this fifth row. I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this fifth row. This is where I did front post double crochets. Now to finish here at the end, into this last single crochet, make a double crochet. Now for the sixth row, chain 3 and turn. Now in this row, we're going to make back post double crochets on each one of these double crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Same thing for the next shell, this one here, 3 back post double crochets, and 3 back post double crochets into the next 3 double crochets, and so on. Continue. Let's finish this sixth row and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this sixth row. This is where I did back post double crochets. Now to finish here at the end, make a double crochet into this last chain here. Now for the 7th row, chain 1 and turn. Beginning on top of the first double crochet, make a single crochet. Now chain 3, skip this next double crochet, the second one, and right in the middle of these two, make a slip stitch. Chain 3, skip 2 double crochets and into the next space. I'm making these slip stitches in the middle between 2 double crochets, not on top, just in between the stitches. Again, chain 3, skip 2 double crochets and into the next space here, a slip stitch, chain 3, skip 2 double crochets and into the next space between the next 2 double crochets, a slip stitch. This is how you're going to continue for this last row. Continue and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this 7th row. This is where I did these 3 chains with a slip stitch. Here at the end, I finished by making a single crochet into the 2nd chain here at the end. Now I've cut my yarn, so I'm going to join now with this other side. Insert your hook into the first single crochet of the 7th row, grab a loop here, bring it through the front. Now chain 1, and then you can pass the yarn through this last loop, but I'm going to reinforce this a little bit by going like this, under, grab a loop again, and then pass your yarn through this last loop, like this. And that way this here doesn't open up and it's all done. That's what it looks like. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go here to this side. Let's see, this side here. This is the end of the last row that we did here for the body of the bonnet. This is the row of shells that we did. So we're going to go right here. This is where I cut my yarn and pass my yarn through that last loop. So into this last stitch right here, insert your hook, and with the same yarn here, grab a loop, bring it through the front, chain 1, and into the same stitch here, make a single crochet. Now we have this space here, make a single crochet. That's 2. Into the next space, a single crochet. That's 3. Into the single crochet here at the end, make 1. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 right here. So I have 20 single crochets along this side. Now here in the middle, I'm going to make 1. And now we're going to continue on this side and make these 20 single crochets for this side. So I'll meet you here at this other end to show you what we need to do next. I finished making these 20 single crochets for this other side, and the first row here is done. I have 20 single crochets for this side, 20 for this side, and 1 in the middle. So that's a total of 41 single crochets for this first row. Now for the second row, chain 1 and turn. In this row, all we're going to do are half double crochet. So 1 half double crochet on each one of these single crochets. At the end of this second row, I'm going to have 41 single crochets. Continue making 1 half double crochet for each single crochet. I'll meet you here at the end of this second row. I'm here at the end of this second row. This is where I did half double crochets. I have 41 half double crochets. Now for the third row, chain 1 and turn. Now beginning into the first half double crochet here, make a double crochet, chain 1. Skip 1 half double crochet and into the next, double crochet, chain 1. skip one, half double crochet, and into the next, double crochet, chain one. This is how I'm going to continue to the end of this third row. Continue. I'll meet you here at this end to show you what we need to do next. I'm here at the end of the third row. This is where I did double crochet separated by one chain. Here at the end I did my last double crochet. Now we're going to finish here this last row by going around here the front of the bonnet. So to do this, if you don't want to do this row, it's optional. You can leave it like this. The bonnet is all done. All you need to do is just hide your ends. But I'm going to do this last row, so this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to chain one, so into this last double crochet that I did for the third row, insert your hook there and make 2 single crochets. Now make a single crochet into the row of half double crochets, that's 3, a single crochet into the row of single crochets, that's 4, and then a single crochet here into this last stitch. So here I have 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we have the first shell, we have 4 double crochets. Here we're going to make back post half double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook through the first double crochet and make a back post half double crochet. Yarn over again, back post half double crochet into the next, back post half double crochet into the next, and back post half double crochet into this last double crochet. So this is how we're going to work each one of the shells. 4 back post half double crochets. Again, we have the next shell, make 4 back post half double crochets. Now back post half double crochets are a little bit harder, so take your time and work these half double crochets like this. You can also do double crochets. If it's easier, you can also do back post double crochets. I like half double crochets, so I'm going to do this on each one of the shells. So 4 back post half double crochets, and that's what it looks like. Now continue like this all around. You're going to finish here by making your last back post double crochet, and then you're going to finish by making these 5 single crochets here on this side, the same that we did here, and then cut your yarn and pass your yarn through that last loop. I'm going to do the same, and then I'll come back and show you the finished baby bonnet. Okay, I finished making this last row here of half double crochets. Now here at the end, like I said, all I did was make these last 5 single crochets. Then I cut my yarn and passed my yarn through that last loop when I did the last single crochet here, and then I just hid my ends. So the little bonnet is all done, and that's what it looks like. Here's the front, and here's the back side. Here's our keyhole style baby bonnet. Now I also went ahead and weaved this ribbon here through the back. This is where we did the last row of double crochets separated by a chain, and then I also did it here in the front. To do the front, all you do is you're going to go under the shell, so right here under the shell and over the single crochet, under the shell and over the single crochet. That's exactly what I did here. Here's a single crochet and here's the shell, single crochet, shell, and that's how I did this part here. And so I made it to where the ribbon here joins the top and the bottom on both sides. So you can do the same thing. Now I have my little model here. I'm going to try it on her. Now her head circumference here is for a baby from 0 to 3 months. So I'd say the little bonnet is for a baby from 0 to 3 months as well. Now you can make this little bonnet for baby boys and girls, and you can also make it smaller or bigger. You can make it for a newborn and up to 12 months. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave some information on how you can make it smaller or bigger, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.